Welcome back to AFT Die Season 8. It is round 4, Thursday, the 27th of February, 2025. Let's go to the match of the round, Adelaide versus Gold Coast Suns at Adelaide Oval. That will be in the second last game of the round. Let's go to the first game. It's Western Bulldogs versus Giants at Marvel Stadium. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter is underway. Nearly done, the first quarter. And the first quarter's done, completed. Western Bulldogs are 5 points up, 16-11. Let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter's being processed. Western Bulldogs, they've kicked 6 goals, 6 to the Giants, 6 goals, 2 at halftime. The Giants are down by 9 points. It's 49-58. Let's go to the third quarter of this match. Bulldogs, they are 13th. Giants are in 9th. Third quarter's done. The Western Bulldogs, they've kicked 3 goals, 4 to the Giants, 2 goals, 5. And the Giants are down by 14 points, 66-80. Let's go to... And the last quarter's been completed. The Western Bulldogs, they've kicked 1 goal, 1 to the Giants, 2 goals, 2. The Giants won that quarter. But in the end, the Western Bulldogs have won by 7 points. Final scores, Western Bulldogs 12-15-87 to the Giants 11-14-80. Okay, let's go to the next game. It is the Sydney Swans versus Port Adelaide SEG. First quarter's nearly completed. Okay, the Port Adelaide Power, they've kicked 3 goals, 5 to Sydney, 2 goals, 5. And Port Adelaide are up by 1 goal. Port Adelaide, they're on top. Sydney are 14th. Okay, Sydney and Port Adelaide kicked 6 goals, 2 in that second quarter. Sydney are down by 6 points, 55-61. Let's go to the third quarter. Okay, the third quarter's nearly been processed. Okay, Port Adelaide, they've kicked 6 goals, 3. Sydney, 1 goal, 3. And now Port Adelaide at three-quarter time are out by 36 points. There's only 1 quarter left. Port Adelaide, they are well in front. So they could be on their way to a 4th victory out of 4. Last quarter. And Sydney have kicked 4 goals, 5 to Port Adelaide, 3 goals, 5. But in the end, Port Adelaide have won by 30 points. Final score, Sydney kicked 13-15-93 to Port Adelaide, 18-15-123. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Fremantle versus West Coast at Optus Stadium. The first quarter's completed. West Coast, they've kicked 3 goals, 5, 23 to Fremantle, 1-4-10. So West Coast are looking for their first win for the season. The second quarter has been completed. West Coast, they've kicked 6 goals, 4. Fremantle, 1 goal, 2. And at half time, West Coast are 45 points up. They're 63 to Fremantle, 18. Fremantle are in 4th spot. So they might lose their top 4 if they don't get a win here. Third quarter is completed. West Coast, they've kicked 3 goals, 3 to Fremantle, 1-3. And at three-quarter time, Fremantle are down by 57 points. Last quarter underway. And in the end, West Coast, they've made a statement at the Western Derby. They've kicked 6 goals, 1 to Fremantle, 2 goals, 3. And the final scores, Fremantle 5-12-42 to West Coast, 18-13-121. So that's their first win for the season, West Coast. All right, let's go to the next game. It is Essendon versus Geelong at Marvel Stadium. First quarter's completed. Essendon, they've kicked 1 goal, 4 to Geelong, 1 goal, 2. So Essendon are 2 points up. Let's go to the second quarter of this game. Okay, Essendon, they've kicked 6 goals, 4 to Geelong, 2 goals, 3 at half time. Geelong are down by 27 points. It's 23 to 50. Okay, Geelong and Essendon are Geelong are 12th, Essendon are 13th, so they're very evenly. Uh, okay, so Essendon, they've kicked 5 goals, 3 to Geelong, 3 goals, 1. And at three-quarter time, we've got Geelong down by 41 points. Let's go to the last quarter. Essendon could get their second win for the season, plus a draw. And in the end, Essendon, they've won the last quarter by 3 points, 2 goals, 4 to 2 goals, 1. Essendon have won by 44 points. Essendon final scores 14-15-99 to Geelong 8-7-55. Okay, let's go to the next game. It's Melbourne versus St Kilda at the MCG. First quarter completed. Melbourne, they've kicked 5 goals, 4 to St Kilda, 3 goals, 5. And it's 11 points, the difference Melbourne's way, 34 to 23. Second quarter underway. All right. Melbourne, they've kicked 6 goals, 6 to St Kilda, 2 goals, 5. And at half time, Melbourne are up by 36 points, 76 to 40. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter completed. Melbourne, they've kicked 5 goals, 1 to St Kilda, 5 goals, 5. St Kilda won it by 4 points, but they are still down by 32 points. Let's go to the last quarter. Melbourne are second last, so they're looking for their first win for the season. And in the end, Melbourne have won their first game for the season. It's they won it by 22 points. Final scores: Melbourne 17-12, 114 to St Kilda 12-20, 92. All right, let's go to the next game. It's Hawthorn versus Richmond at Marvel Stadium. First quarter nearly completed, and Hawthorn, they've kicked 2 goals, 2 to Richmond, 1 goal, 6. So Hawthorn are up by 2 points. Now Hawthorn are looking for their first win of the season as well. Second quarter. Okay, second quarter, Hawthorn, they've kicked 5 goals, 5 to Richmond, 5-1. And at half time, Hawthorn lead by 6 points, 49 to 43. Third quarter. Third quarter's completed. Hawthorn, they've kicked 5 goals, 3 to Richmond, 5 goals, 1. And at three-quarter time, Hawthorn are up by 8 points. It's 82 to 74. Can Hawthorn get their first win of the season? Let's go to the last quarter. And in the end, yes, Hawthorn have won by 14 points. They've kicked 3 goals, 3 to Richmond, 2 goals, 3. And final scores: Hawthorn 15-13, 103 to Richmond 13-11, 89. Okay, let's go to the next game. It's Brisbane versus Carlton at the Gabba. Let's go to the first quarter. And the first quarter is completed. Brisbane have kicked 6 goals, 1 to Carlton, 2 goals, 6. Let's go to the second quarter. Brisbane are looking for their third win of the season. Carlton, their third win. So it's a crucial game, this one. Okay, Brisbane, they've kicked 6 goals, 6 to Carlton, 3 goals, 6. At half time, Brisbane are up by 37 points. Let's go to the third quarter. Third quarter completed. Carlton have kicked 4 goals, 2 to Brisbane, 2 goals, 6. And Carlton are down by 29 points, 68 to 97. Let's go to the last quarter of this game. See who gets their third win. And in the end, Brisbane have won by 23 points. They've kicked 2 goals, 1 to Carlton, 3 goals, 1. So in the second half, Carlton have won. They've been in front of Brisbane, but the final scores: Brisbane 16-14, 110 to Carlton, 12-15, 87. So that puts Brisbane second on the ladder. Let's go to the next game. It's Adelaide Crows versus Gold Coast Suns. That's the match of the round. Adelaide, they've kicked 6 goals, 3 to Gold Coast, 4 goals, 2. So it's 13 points of difference Adelaide's way. Let's go to the second quarter. Adelaide are looking for their third win. Okay, Adelaide, they've kicked 6 goals, 2 to Gold Coast, 1 goal, 4. So Adelaide, they've up by 41 points at halftime, 77 to 36. Let's go to the third quarter in this game. Third quarter is completed. Adelaide, they've kicked 4 goals, 3 to Gold Coast, 5 goals, 6. And at three-quarter time, we've got Adelaide up by 32 points. Let's go to the last quarter of this game. Adelaide looking for their third win. Gold Coast are looking for their third win. And in the end, Adelaide have won by 58 points at home. They've kicked 6 goals, 4 to Gold Coast, 2 goals, 2. Final scores, Adelaide 22-12, 144 to Gold Coast Suns 12-14, 86. Let's go to the next last game of the round, North Melbourne versus Collingwood. First quarter is completed. North Melbourne, they're looking for their first win of the season. They've kicked 6 goals, 2 to Collingwood, 2 goals, 3. And at quarter time, North Melbourne have got a handy lead of 23 points. Let's go to the second quarter. Second quarter, Collingwood have kicked 6 goals, 2 to North Melbourne, 4 goals, 1. And at halftime, North Melbourne are up by 10 points, 63 to 53. Go to the third quarter of this game. All right. North Melbourne, they've kicked 5 goals, 2 to Collingwood, 3 goals, 1. And at three-quarter time, North Melbourne are up by 23 points. Can North Melbourne get their first win of the season, or can Collingwood get their third? Okay, North Melbourne, they've kicked 4 goals, 5 to Collingwood, 5 goals, 5, but it wasn't enough. North Melbourne have won by 17 points. Final scores, North Melbourne 19-10, 124 to Collingwood 16-11, 107. All right. That concludes the match for round 4. And the match of the round 5, is Bulldogs versus Power at Marvel Stadium. So we've got Port Adelaide on top, undefeated. And then we've got Adelaide, Brisbane, Essendon remaining teams in the top 4. And then we've got St Kilda, Richmond, Western Bulldogs, and Collingwood in the top 8. And then we've got Hawthorn down the bottom. So every team has won a game or 2. So there you go. We'll see you next time for round 5.